Good afternoon, everyone. We will wait for, I think, 2, 3 more minutes for everyone to join, and then we can start off. Just 2, 3 more minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes. So I'm guessing it's an off for everyone today. It is a holiday, so I'm guessing most of you are at home. I'm hoping it was an off for you guys today. Good afternoon. Mostly in most of the colleges, it was a holiday, except for few. There are a few colleges that were working today also in Bangalore, at least. There were a few colleges that were working today also, but mostly there was a off only. Most of the colleges had off for their students and faculties today. So maybe that's why I see a less, comparatively less strength because maybe from home nobody's joined. Good afternoon. Yes. So, yesterday we were doing our PPTs, and that part was still not done. A lot of them were yet to present and all of that. So, that was not done. So, today's class we'll start from there and then we will move on to the next topic. So, anybody who'd like to present their PPT or something that you've made yesterday, anyone currently today who would like to present their PPT? Anybody who'd like to present their work from yesterday, the PPT that we were supposed to make yesterday, anything of our domain, but just making a PPT on Canva, something we were discussing yesterday. So, anybody present today who would like to present their work? yes, no, done it, not done it, didn't have the time to do it, anything. The chat box is open. I'd like to hear from all of you. Nobody? Okay. No problem. Just give me a minute. I'll share my screen and then we'll start off with our today's class. Just a moment. Yes. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Just a yes or a no in the chat box would do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. So today we're moving to another part, which is really helpful for the teachers, and especially when we come from a background of education. When we come from a background of being educators, this is something which is very beneficial for both us and the students and our participants that we have, which is blogging. I just want to know from all of you, have you heard of this before? Any idea about what this is, or any idea how this helps us, or how it helps the students? Anybody who'd like to say something about this? The chat box is open for you guys. You can let me know. Anything about blogging that you think you've heard about or you know about it? Anyone at all? Okay, if not blogging, have you heard of vloggers or vlogging? What do vloggers do, or what does vlogging mean? What is a vlog? Any idea, or this term that you've come across anytime, like before, maybe, or something like that? The term vlogging, vlogger. This is BLOGG. I'm talking about VLOGG, vlogger and blogger. Any idea, anyone? Blog, a mini journal or personal journal. Daily activities that we do in our life. Publishing, not sure. Sharing daily activities with audience, or creating. Okay. So to begin with, we'll start off with vlogger. Okay, what is a vlogger? And blog is a platform to promote individuals and professionals on various topics. Okay, so the first thing we'll start off is vlogger. I am sure you have come across, many vloggers on YouTube and on Instagram. What do they do? Very simple. They go ahead and make videos, right, where their face is there, their voice is there, various other things are there about places or different topics. Basically, vloggers are those people who, vloggers have domains. There are few food vloggers, there are few travel vloggers, there are few lifestyle vloggers, there are different types of vloggers, there are few educational vloggers, right? So about vloggers, I will take an example of a travel vlogger. Okay. Why do they post content, and why do we need travel vloggers, and how do they make money? Very simple example. I want to visit a state, a new state, or a new country that I have never visited before. Obviously, when I go on Google, it is going to give me mixed information. Based on the SEO, it is going to give me information. I am not going to get a raw insight of, how that state is going to be. Example, I live in Bangalore and I want to make a visit to a state like Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. I do not know their language. I do not know their culture. I do not know their tradition. I know nothing about that place to an extent about how, like, what is the mode of transportation there. So, example over here, it is very simple. Anywhere we want to commute, we have Ola, Uber, and, like, various other modes. Whereas when you go to Jammu and Kashmir, there is no Ola, Uber there, if I am not wrong. At least according to my visit, there is no Ola, Uber concept over there. Okay. So now where do we go? And then if we are traveling to Kashmir also, what are the places that we should be visiting? There are a lot of places which are seasonal. Example, the most famous Pahalgam and all of that. These places are very seasonal. Coming to Tulip Garden, they have an entire garden which is, filled with tulip flowers. So this is also seasonal. It is not there throughout the year. So let's say I have planned to visit there in the month of Feb because I will be planning according to my holidays. So I have planned there to visit in the month of Feb. Now I want to know in the month of Feb, is it going to make sense for me to visit Kashmir? Am I going to be able to explore the beauty of that place? Simple. What am I going to do? I will go to YouTube. I will go look for a Kashmir vlog. And the minute I see that vlog, I will know I will have a genuine opinion of a certain person. And I will be able to go ahead and understand what is actually the weather like there, how is it going on, what are the places I can visit, what are the unexplored places, all of this, right? So these are vloggers. What they do is maybe they are travelers or maybe they are locals of Kashmir, but they create content for us to see and be able to use it. Example, very simple, Bangalore. Bangalore is a city which is known for, big, big buildings and corporates and colleges and restaurants, and that's all. When we are talking about Bangalore, there are so many unexplored places that are there, which are very beautiful, which, you know, uh, is very there is a lot of things like the waterfalls you can talk about, lakes, not Bangalore, in general Karnataka. When we're talking about Karnataka, there are a lot of places that you could visit beyond just malls and buildings. There is a lot more in Karnataka, but people usually picturize Karnataka as Bangalore, and Bangalore is just buildings, 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 malls. So let's not visit that place. Whereas when you come to a state like Karnataka, there are so many places, there's so many waterfalls, there's so many mountains, there's so many hills, there's an entire coastal line which is beautiful. There are beaches. There is everything in Karnataka, right? Starting from the hills to the beaches, everything is there. But the problem is these are unexplored places. These are not places which Bangalore or Karnataka is known for. The minute you go on YouTube and you just search unexplored places in Karnataka, the amount of places that you will see, the hidden waterfalls, the hidden lakes, all of this. How do we get to know about this? Through these travel vloggers. What they do is they visit these places and then they create an entire video where they're talking about that place. They're talking about how to get to that place, what was their experience in that place. So that is basically your travel vlogging. Coming to the next thing, which is your food vlogger. Simple. If there is a new restaurant in the town which is very famous, for that to get famous, the easiest way is through your food vloggers. You call food vloggers, they are going to make videos of your place about, the address, what is the kind of food we get, what is the ambience like, what should be a must try over here, what is the price range of this restaurant, what all is available in the restaurant, the different cuisines that are available. All of this, there will be a video made by a food vlogger and posted, right? Next thing, coming to a lifestyle vlogger. Where does a lifestyle vlogger survive? Very simple. Let's say from North India, somebody comes to Bangalore to study. So they will be creating a lifestyle vlog where they will be talking about, the hardships they face, the good things that happen, like, the good exposure that they're getting in Bangalore, the hunt, like, house hunting or PG hunting, the difficulty they had in, finding a place, the difference in the food in North India and South India. All of these things they will put in the vlog. So the minute they put in a vlog, next time when a student wants to travel from North India to South India, they will be able to see this vlog and they will know exactly what and how mentally prepared they have to be. Not just that, let's say from India I am moving to, Canada, or I'm moving to US, UK. I can see vlogs where there are Indians who have moved and, all the problems they faced, how, if they got any scholarships, what are the scholarships they applied for. All of these things you can get to know through vlogs. Basically, through your vlog, you will get raw information, as in, it is not sugar coated, it is just something which has actually happened. Okay. So now in vlogging, one problem is vlogging is a very expensive task. Very simple. You cannot create, 10, 10, 20, 20 minutes videos on a phone. You would require a camera. For your voice to be clear, you would require a mic. For the editing of this entire video, you would require, an editor to edit it on various platforms where you can edit it in HD quality. And video editing is something which is a little more difficult than picture editing, because the quality should not reduce. And in a picture, it's very easy to cut and all of that. But whereas in a video, it's much harder, right? So doing all of that and then posting it on YouTube, all this is a lot of investment. Second, very time consuming. And third, it is very, how do I say? It is too much efforts that you have to put in. So basically, for one 10 minutes video, I'll have to take a camera and walk around the entire day. Only then will I have good things about, what all happened with me in a day. So this is the problem with vlogging. That's why we have something called as blogging in picture. Blogging is basically the same thing which is written down, which is penned down by individuals. So what happens over here is there is still a huge market for people who read books. There are still students, working individuals, all of that, who prefer, example, there is a movie and there is a book of that movie. They prefer reading that book. Anybody in the meeting like that, you would rather watch the movie, or like, would you choose watching the movie or would you choose reading the book? Quickly, the chat box is open for all of you. You can come and respond. Very nice. You would like to read. Wonderful. Anybody else? Would you want to watch a movie of the same or read a book? Read a book. Great. Great. So basically, what happens is there are still a lot of people who prefer reading the book. They find, watching a movie for 3 hours waste of time, whereas investing good quality time in reading, they find that very interesting. There is still a lot of people that even I am aware of, and not just with the older generation, even with the young generation. I see students also who prefer reading books or who prefer reading over watching a movie or watching some video. So that is why, your Kindle and all of that has come into picture. That is why even blogging has come into picture. Blogging is basically the vlog that you're shooting, where you have a camera, you have a mic, all of that. Blogging is simple. You pen down your entire experience. This experience can be in any domain. It could be, let's say, you visited some place. Let's say let's say it was you tried a new experience. Simple, at the age of 50, you tried bungee jumping, or at the age of 40, you tried skydiving, or at the age of 30, you planned on shifting your career from corporate to teaching. All of these things are something which is going to inspire people. And something about educators or teachers, they have a lot of things in their life which is going to eventually inspire a lot of people. Because being teachers, every year you have a new batch. Every time your alumni have new achievements. Every time you get a new feeling about the new batch, or the kind of students that you had 5 years ago and now. I'm sure there's a lot of difference. So basically, with teachers, what comes is a huge, huge, huge amount of experience, especially when they're teachers in institutional level and all of that. You have a lot of experience with them. How do we expose this experience to the younger generation? Very simple. Making a vlog, wearing a mic, having a camera is not something a lot of teachers would prefer doing. But penning down your entire experience to pass it on to the next generation. And also, it is a better way for you because you become a blogger. So you also get recognition, right? Your blogs will be in magazines, your blogs could be on LinkedIn, your blogs could be on any of these domains. So, teachers having the experience they have, if they actually start penning down all their experiences, simple. There are teachers who, very normal topic these days. There are students who are really good, they study really well, they have good marks, they have good CGPA, but they find difficulties in getting jobs. The best person to answer this is the teachers. They exactly know why the student is not getting a job. Let's say you have trained a student, or has been your student for a couple of months or a couple of years. You will know exactly the good and bad in those kids. And let's say I ask you this question today, that why do you think students are not getting jobs? I'm sure all teachers have their opinions. They know what is the reason, and somewhere they might not be 100% right, but to a certain extent all the teachers are right with their opinion. This opinion to reach out to the students is very important for their improvement, right? So blogging is something which is going to help you with that. You do not require your camera, mic, and somebody to shoot your video for you to speak, your face to be visible. No, nothing. Blogging requires only one thing, which is penning down your entire experience. Not just experience, any opinion, any thought, any knowledge, anything that you would like to pass on, or anything that you think students or other people would interest in. Not just students, educators also help the other educators out. So let's say you had an experience with a certain company or a certain college. You just want to pass on the message to the other educators, so they come prepared about it. Simple, you can pen down, you can have a blog on that. Now, when we're talking about blog, there are few um, rules and regulations that we have to keep in mind. So we'll be covering that now. Yes. What is blogging? Blogging is the process of creating and publishing written content online to share information, ideas, knowledge, or promote products and services. In the context of digital marketing, a blog is one of the most powerful tools a brand can use to connect with its audience and drive measurable business results. Absolutely. Blogs are something which is, very, very common and very easy, right? So all you need to do is, and honestly, with blogs, language isn't even a barrier. So let's say I am a North Indian, and I prefer speaking in Hindi, or I prefer writing in Hindi, or Hindi is my comfort language. I can go ahead blog in Hindi also. There is no rule that it has to be in English or it has to be in so and so language. Just that the language you're speaking in, only that language, the audience that understands that language, only they'll be reading it, because unfortunately the others may not be able to understand. So that is one shortcoming. But besides that, blogs, how vlogs can be in any language. I can make vlogs in Hindi, I can make vlogs in English, I can make vlogs in Kannada, I can make it in Tamil, whichever language I feel. So same with your blogging also, you can make it in any, you can write down your feeling, or your knowledge and all of that in any language. So what all can a blog be? It can be educational and informative. Okay. Educational and informative in what aspect? Either it could be a guidance, right? Or it could be about some new technology that has come. Or let's say a lot of teachers I see in the meetings have done their PhD. So I'm sure they have researches on a lot of things. So let's say you want to write a blog about something that you have done your research with. That also could be any of that. Next, promotional and business focus. So example, you are running a business that, you own a school or you own a brand, something like that. Once you start writing about, your experience, eventually there are going to be questions in people's mind. Who is this person? Right? The first question, let's say I'm reading something. It is out of curiosity. Let's say I'm continuously every day reading articles of one of the educators. One day definitely the question is going to come in my head, that who is this person, where does this person live, what does this person do? Correct. So the minute I get to know that, and then I hear about your experiences, and I understand that you run a school, let's say you run a XYZ school. So obviously, I will be inclined towards taking admissions, or my family members taking admissions in your schools, because I'll be like, the chairman or the owner of the school has such good thoughts. So the school would be a great place for my kid, or, the kids of my family to learn. So I will eventually trust your brand also, right? Next thing, personal and opinion driven. One thing which is very important, like I said, personal branding. Personal branding is what? You in yourself should be a brand. Example, Zomato is a very famous application we all use. We all know the CEO of Zomato. Why do we know him? Because of the amount of podcasts he has done. Honestly, for us, Zomato CEO or you don't know Zomato CEO is not going to make any difference to him or to us. But the reason he has come out there and made sure everybody knows that he exists and he's the CEO of so and so company is because he's building his own brand value. Tomorrow, if he's going to get invited somewhere, he can be invited as, a guest speaker, a chief guest. Not just that, tomorrow, if he's standing and, trying to invest in a new business, or he's standing in front of an investor pitching for investments for a new business, the investor will already know that this person has established something like Zomato. So why not put some money in him and, help him with his new brand? So that next thing, what blogs can be is technical and niche specific. You can also have technical blogs. So, I'm sure all of us, we somewhere or the other use AI, correct? We all use AI. We use prompt engineering, how to give the correct prompt, what is a correct prompt, what is a good prompt, what is a bad prompt. We all know about this. But there is a lot of confusion even today about all of this in the market. All of this can be cleared how? Simply by blogs. Let's say you come from a AI background or, from a department like that. Simple, you can just go ahead and write blogs about, AI or something that people are currently following, and how people trust ChatGPT blindly, and how every answer that they get from there, people usually, trust it and go ahead with it. So let's say you come from a background that understands the back end part of ChatGPT and all of that. So simple, writing a blog on that is really going to help the other people who are reading. Also, it is going to help you for your profile. Right. So currently, real world examples, what all blogs do we have? We have travel and food blogs. So where people travel to a place and they pen down their entire experience. Food, let's say they tried a new country or a new cuisine. Example, you go to an Arabic place and you try their food. You can pen down that. Next, very famous amongst our educators itself is technology and gadget blogs. So example, I am planning to buy a drone for whatever purpose, or I own a drone. What am I going to do? I'm going to go and look for people who own a drone and what is the problems they face, what are the issues. So all of these also blogs you can go and see. Not just that, technology. Simple, there is a new technology in the market. I want to learn about it. At least, if not learn the entire technology, have insights about it. I can go and read a blog. Next, your fashion and lifestyle blogs. Again, let's say there is some trending, trending color, or there's some trending outfits, or there's a trending style. All of this also I can figure out. Next thing, company and brand blogs. Example, on our XLR website also, I think the other day when we were seeing, we saw something called as blogs. So that is for our company and our brand blogs. What we do is students who have studied from XLR and, have passed out and things like that, they are abroad or, they've achieved really well. And we were one of the stepping stones in their career. So then they give us credits for that. We make them write blogs. So the students, the next batches that, we are training on, they also get inspired. So it is very good for your company as well. Correct? Now, why blogging matters in digital marketing? Okay. First thing, increases website traffic. Okay. Example, my blog is posted. I have written a blog and it is posted on the XLR website. Now, let's say you go and Google that study abroad expectation versus reality blog. It is going to show you that click on the XLR website. There is a blog in this on this topic. You will be able to, that way you will be visiting my website, you will read my blog, but then you will also spend at least 5 to 10 seconds in seeing what is XLR. Let's say you've never heard of XLR. Okay, all you're trying to search is, when you go abroad, what is your experience going to be like? So let's say you're looking for a blog. The minute you read a blog, the first thing you'll be doing is, oh, I read this blog on the XLR website, what is XLR? That's the first thing that's going to come to your head. And the minute that comes to your head, you would go ahead and explore that website. You will go ahead and explore that website to find out what it is. So like that, on my website I am getting views, which is a good thing, correct, for my business. That is basically, it increases your website traffic. Next thing is builds brand authority. Now, when at XLR only, when we have put up, the blog of study abroad expectation versus reality, We do have students who are trained at XLR and then, they get placed abroad or they start working abroad. So all of these things we'd like to include. Also, there are students from XLR who work in really, really good companies, really good packages. So we want to get their experience also. And because of this, what happens is, of course, it gives an authority that, XLR has trained these students and this is where they are. Same with colleges. Example, there is a college and students from that college have got placed in Google, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and the top tier companies. Let's say they've got placed there. So obviously, their experience is one going to inspire the next batches. Also, it is a great name for the college that a student has studied in their college and then gone ahead and achieved such good things. So that is how your blogs help in digital marketing. Coming to next thing, improves SEO. How does it improve SEO? So, like I said, SEO is keywords. You use keywords and all of that, right? So, when you write a blog, example, I am writing one paragraph on my website. Obviously, on your website, you will not have a textbook like content. You'll have max to max 1, 2 paragraphs of content, max to max. On one page, you'll have 200 words, not more than that, 150 to 200 words. So, in 200 words, how many keywords will you include? But let's say you write a blog. In a blog, every third word, there is no length. Your blog can be maybe just half a page. Your blog can be one page. Your blog can be 2 pages, however you want it to be. Correct? Imagine if you're writing a blog of 500 words. How many keywords will you be able to include in that? A lot. So when keywords are included on that and that blog is posted on my website, obviously when you search for the best company or something like that, my company name is going to appear on top. So which is another great thing. Next is generating leads. So, well crafted blog content with strong call to action guides readers down the funnel, turning visitors into customers. So, I'll tell you where you can start writing your blogs. Best example for starting, you can start off with LinkedIn. You can start writing your blogs on LinkedIn. So, what you basically go ahead and do is you write a blog on LinkedIn, okay, and on that blog, you can mention about, let's say, your college admissions or an experience as a teacher in that college or one of your student that studied in that college for 4 years and how the student started off, where the student is currently, and all 4 years you were the teacher for that student. You can go ahead and write about all this. What is this going to do is, it is one, of course, going to give you personal branding. Second, people are going to see which college this is. What is this college? Maybe I should take admission here and the same could possibly happen with me, right? So that is another thing that you can go ahead with. Third, fuel social media. Blog content can be repurposed into Instagram posts, LinkedIn articles, WhatsApp updates, and more. So let's say I write a blog somewhere. I can add the link to my Instagram. I can add the link to my WhatsApp. I can add the link to my LinkedIn. I can add that anywhere. And initially, the other platforms, I'm sure you've heard of Reddit. You can write blogs on Reddit. You can write blogs on LinkedIn. All of these platforms, you can go ahead and write your blogs. And once you are writing these blogs, you can also, once it is published, the link you can add it on different platforms. So what will happen is, let's say on LinkedIn, not a lot of people are seeing your content, but on Instagram, they are seeing. Eventually, the Instagram people will move towards LinkedIn. They will follow you on LinkedIn as well. So it gives you good social media presence. Next, builds trust. Now, I'll tell you, when I am asking Google that how much money do I require to visit from Bangalore to Kashmir for 10 days? Google will give me an amount. I may or may not trust it because it'll give me an approximate amount, and maybe since it is off season, the price will be less. In season, the price will be higher. Google will not change all of that. It is the same information will give me that. But when I go and see a vlogger, I can see that this is the kind of hotel he stayed in. For this hotel, he paid 2,000. This food he ate, for this food it was 1,000. So I will get an estimate that what kind of hotel is how much. So example, it's a medium level hotel and he's paid 2,000, which means I can get a hotel for 1,000 also. I can get a hotel for 5,000 also. So based on their vlogs, I will get to know how much money also I need. So somewhere there is trust between me and them. I will tell you one more thing. Let's say there is an institution running. okay, which claims that they have 99% placements and or 100% placements, all their students get amazing packages and things like that. I need a proof or something like that of these students. Obviously, I would not like to go to the college and, tell, show me the offer letters. Nobody does that. What will I do? I'll visit the college website. In the college website, there will be a section called blogs where the students would have written blogs about the college. Or let's say the college claims that they organize technical events 3 times a month and they organize cultural events 4 times a month. Now, simple, when a college is claiming like that, I'm sure there will be students who have experienced that entire carnival or experienced that entire fest or that competition or activity. So they can write blogs and put it on the website. So the minute they write blogs, I will know that this is the kind of event I can expect. If I am going to XYZ college, the events there are usually like this. So this is what I can expect. Okay, there'll be 1,000 people, there'll be 2,000 people, there'll be 10,000 people. Whatever it is, I will be able to understand and expect. Yes, so that is one thing. Yesterday I didn't get any link. Also on day before yesterday, I didn't get link on WhatsApp group, even not in mail. So are you talking about the attendance link, is it? Or the class meeting? Are you talking about the attendance link or the Zoom link for this class? About the Zoom link, it is present every day on the LMS platform itself. You can access it from there. And about the meeting link, sorry, about the attendance link, every day it is active from 4:30 to 5:30. So you can go ahead and fill the link that time. You will get your attendance. Yes. So I'll move on to the next topic. Yeah. What should be the structure of your blog? What are the things you should include? What is the structure? First thing is your title. Your title needs to be very, very engaging. Engaging as in it should grab attention. Okay. Example, I use a title saying NEET exam failure. Is it a loss for the students or is it a loss for the uh for the government? Let's say I put a title like this. People will eventually want to go ahead and read. Or let's say I put up a title like, something you've seen the newspaper titles, they're very controversial, right? So, example, I put up a title that, is education for students or for making money? Are schools being made for students or for making money? Let's say I put something like this. This seems like a very controversial thing and a very catchy thing. People tend to go ahead and read it. So the minute you have your titles, it needs to be very attention grabbing. Or let's say I add a title, about where the world is going to look like in the next 10 years with AI. Then I will write about AI and what growth we have seen in the past couple of years and what is the growth we can expect in the future. All of that. So your title needs to be very catchy and people the minute they read your title they should be like, okay, let me go and read the blog. It must be something interesting. It looks something interesting. So that is something we should be there. Next, a compelling hook that makes the reader want to continue. So I'll tell you. Uh, this is the difference between, a random article and a random post and a blog. So in a blog, because there are no hard and fast rules that, it has to be formal, it cannot be informal. There are no rules like this. So basically, through your written part, you should be able to connect with the user, correct now, or the person who's reading the blog. You should be able to connect with them. Simple. When I start writing that, a 22-year-old girl went through this when she was only 18. Every 22-year-old girl, every 18-year-old girl would want to read it. Why? Because they will feel like this is relatable to them. Or, I talk about mental health of people working in the corporate between 25 to 30 age group. The minute I specify something like that, people tend to read it. Or let's say the first line itself is, the money making part about government or about schools or about hospitals or anything like that. Basically, something which catches attention should be your title and your introduction, right? Moving to the next thing, which is your main content, valuable information broken into clear subheadings. So let's say you are penning down your experience also. It should not just be one paragraph or just one heading and then goes on. No, you should have subheadings in your blog. So whereas you start off with, one title and then you write something, then there is a subheading and then you write something, then there is another subheading, then you write something. So basically, let's say I am interested only in a part of your blog, I will only read that. I don't need to read the entire thing. And usually when it's the entire thing, we just skip it and move on. So if you do not want that to happen, just keep relevant information. That is more than sufficient. Okay. Moving on to the next thing, which is your conclusion and CTA. So let's say you want me to read your blog. Okay, I have read the blog. Sorry, you want me to read your blog. I have read the blog. What next? After reading the blog, what next? So that is something, which is something you will have to look into, where now you can go ahead and start with this, or you can start with that, or you can get in touch with me, or you can follow me if you want more information about this. All of that can be included in your CTA. Basically that should be there. Okay, now about the headlines, correct? Readers decide within seconds whether to click on the blog. Your headline is the single most important element. Strong headlines use numbers, power words, and spark curiosity. So let's say your headline, like I said, the title of your blog has something which is, very catchy, or something that is the topic of discussion lately. People would tend to go ahead and read. Example over here: 10 easy ways to improve SEO, Beginner's Guide to Digital Marketing, how AI is changing content creation. So, all of these things, the minute you add all of this, people tend to, want to go ahead and read further, right? So, that is something you'll have to look into. Next, you should know your audience. When you are writing your blogs, okay, you should have a target audience. You cannot say the same blog is for students, professionals, and business. No, it cannot be the same, because the level of understanding of a student and the level of understanding of an educator and the level of understanding of a CEO of a company is very, very different. So you need to be very focused on who you're targeting, and based on that, you should be writing your blogs. Okay. So am I clear so far? Any doubt, anybody? If I'm clear, just say yes. If you have any doubt, go to the chat box and let me know what is the doubt. We have 128 members in the meeting, and I just have Manoj sir saying yes. What about the rest of them, educators, faculty? Today is a holiday for all of you, so I'm guessing that is why. Okay, no problem. We will move on to the next thing. Yes, thank you so much, everyone who responded in the chat box. Thank you so, so much. Yes. Coming to the SEO keyword on page optimization. Okay. So your search engine optimization is what makes your blog discoverable. Without SEO, even the best content remains invisible. So let's say your content does not have keywords, it is just random words put together, then obviously there is going to be a problem with it. Okay. And then coming to your on page SEO checklist, what are the things that you should keep in mind? Okay. First thing in your blogs that you should keep in mind is, of course, the title, subheading, all of this is there. There is something called as H1, H2, H3, which you should keep in mind. H1 is heading 1, H2 is heading 2, H3 is heading 3. All those of you are from technical background and understand HTML will already know what is H1, H2, I'm sure. Yes. Anybody who knows HTML in the entire meeting, do you know what is H1, H2 in HTML? Yes, no. Any faculty from a technical background? Yes, header. Perfect. So basically over here it is your heading, right? H1 is heading number 1, H2 is heading number 2, H3 is heading number 3. So heading number 1 is the largest, so the font size would be 14. H2 the font size will be 12. H3 the font size will be 10. You need to be very cautious about this. You need to have keywords in all three. At least one keyword in your heading, one keyword in your heading 2, and multiple keywords in your heading 3. right? So make sure to increase the SEO part of your website if you want. Follow these rules of, having size or the heading, size of the heading. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So size of the heading can be up to you. Usually the standard is 14, 12, 10, or else you can go for 12, 10, 8. This is the standard size that we usually follow when it comes to, putting up any content. Whereas with LinkedIn and all, they have their own, like, font size and font style. So we can just stick to that. But let's say you are making it up and posting it on some other website, and, it is a document or a PDF file that is going, then you can use the H1, H2, H3 technique. And always remember, H1, H2, H3 technique always works out because H1 is given the most importance, H2 is given a little less than that, H3 is given way less than that. So while you're including your keywords also, you need to be very cautious about that. Next, add internal and external links. So you can add various links in your blogs. So let's say you want to add a link of, you've written a blog about the NEET exam. At the end, you can write, your own personal website link if you have, or your LinkedIn profile link, any link that you would require. You can go ahead and add it. In your blogs, you can also add images if you wish to. That is also something that you are allowed to do. You can add your images, whatever images, relevant images to the topic that you're talking about. You can go ahead and add that. Moving to the next thing. Yes. Content planning and blogging strategy. How do you plan this entire content calendar? What do you do? Right. So, about this, what is your plan? What to plan in your content calendar. The first thing is the blog topics and working titles, right? The next thing is target keywords for each and every post. So let's say you're writing a blog on, education. So let's say your first blog is about your experience as a faculty of so and so college for 10 plus years or 5 plus years. You should know what are the keywords and all of that. Next, publishing dates and deadlines. In one day you cannot publish 5 blogs. You can have it maybe in 5 weeks, or you can have it 2 blogs per week, or you can have it one blog one per day. So like that, you need to have an entire timeline that, this is what I'm following. So example, I posted on a Monday, then I will take gap of Tuesday, then I'll post on Thursday. Or let's say I posted on Monday, so I'll post on next Monday. Like that, you need to have an entire plan when you will be posting, what you will be doing, and there needs to be a consistency. So if you want, see, something to survive in the marketing industry or any industry is consistency. Example, today I'm doing training of 50 students, right? Tomorrow I do a training of 100 students, then I do 200 students, and then I just stop for 2 months. I do not work. Again, when I come back, I will have to start from 50 students again because I will lose touch. Correct. So you should never be inconsistent with marketing. Marketing is something where consistency matters a lot. It cannot be that, okay, today I feel like posting, I'll post today. Tomorrow I don't feel like posting, I will not post. No. It is a consistency that you need to maintain because the algorithm checks all of that. How consistent you are. If you are posting today at 6 p.m., make sure you're posting tomorrow also around that time instead of just randomly posting anytime, anywhere. Next thing, promotion strategy per post. So example, you are making one post, okay, and you have 1,000, 2,000 people liking your post. Next, you can include promotions in it. So, example, when I am talking about AI, I want to talk about a new tool that has been launched. How do I include that in my blog? Through my writing part, I should be able to promote a certain brand as well. So that is also very important. This comes in your planning. Clear? Now, the 6 steps that, for blogging strategy you need. First thing is you choose a niche, you choose a topic. Do you want to do technical? Do you want to do travel blogs? Do you want to do food blogs? You want to do motivational blogs? You want to do mental health awareness blogs? You want to do environment, sustainable environment blogs? Whatever it is, first thing is pick a topic. Next, do some research on what is the audience that likes this. Simple, when I am writing about sustainable environment, I cannot expect a teenager to like my content. They are not going to like it. Let's say I am writing about, how do I say, about the modern education being much better than the olden days of education. So students, maybe the young students would want to read this and they'll relate to it. But the parents will not like reading it because I'm sure all parents, they prefer the old way of learning where, the teachers were very strict and then learning was taken up very seriously by students, and the way, the attendance, this, that, the way students were serious about studies, our parents prefer that kind of education over today's education. So all of these topics, right, there is a lot of research that you need to do. So make sure you do that research well in advance. Okay. Next thing is create valuable content. Your content, when somebody is reading it, let's say they are spending 5 minutes in reading your content, make sure at the end of it has to have some value, something they should learn out of it, or it should have some value. It shouldn't just be a random storybook kind of thing which they've read and learned nothing, understood nothing. So it needs to have good amount of content, right? And good content, quality content. Moving to the next thing is how it optimizes your SEO. So, like I said, you can have various keywords in one blog, and that is eventually going to help you with your SEO, right? The more the keywords, the better your website will be having the traffic. The more traffic, the better it is for your website. More and more people will hear about your brand. It is a marketing strategy as well, where you just want people to hear your brand name. That's all. So, that is another thing. Next, you can build your social media presence also through this. So, example, I write blogs on LinkedIn and on Reddit. Simple, once I'm done with the blog, I will add a link to my WhatsApp status, to my Instagram status, to my LinkedIn. All of these places, I will add the links. So, people who are interested will go ahead and read it. Once, if they read my blog, later they will try to find out where is the source of this blog. Where do I actually post my blogs? And there also, they would want to come and read the blog. Correct? The next thing is analyze performance. So basically, where you analyze the performance of your blogs, how it is performing, who are the people reading, what is their interest, what are they liking, what are they not liking, what do they, what do they want to see in future, what do they not want to see. So all of these things are something which requires a lot of planning. Now I'll tell you something about blogs. Just like blogs, okay, blogs is a lot of hard work and a lot of investment. Even blogs is a lot of hard work. Of course, the investment part is next to negligible, but it is a lot of hard work where you need to think a lot about, do a lot of research. Once that research is done, you need to frame it in proper English, right? Because the way we speak and the way we read and write is different. So that third, when you are writing your blog, you should keep in mind that when somebody reads your blog, they should be able to relate to it. It shouldn't be uh, it shouldn't look like rocket science to them. They should be able to relate to it. They should be able to understand what the blog is about, and they should be waiting for the next blog. They should have that curiosity that when is this writer, when is this author going to write the next blog. And as teachers, like I keep saying, as educators, there are a lot of experiences that they go through, because with corporates or any other job you see, there is somewhere the same people around you throughout the year and every year. Whereas teaching is one of those job roles where every year, every semester, you have a new batch, right? Every time you have new technologies, every time you have a new curriculum. So things keep changing. And penning this down and letting people know about how this changes, how to adapt to this change. A very huge change that teachers had to face is when they had to switch from uh, chalk and duster and board to technology, when they had to start having interactive classes, when they had to include technology in their classrooms. Initially, I remember back when I was studying, no teacher used to teach us with a PPT in the class. There was no concept of PPT in the class. Lately, now it's like, that's the most mostly teachers use PPTs and projectors and teach. Back when we were students, the teachers only had a chalk, a duster, and a green color board, which they would write and explain the entire concept to us. Now it is no more like that, and there are hardly colleges that I visit which have chalk and board. They do not. They just have smart boards or projectors. You can write also over there only. You can conduct the entire class over there only. So this is what is happening with your this change, right? So imagine penning this down. this entire change for the students or for the young educators is also going to be really great. Okay, so these are different things that you can do through content, through blogging. I just want to understand, any doubts anyone so far, or anything that you would like to add? Any doubts anyone, or anything that you would like to add? The chat box is open for everyone, and if you want to unmute yourself also, you can unmute yourself and let me know. Nothing? Okay. Okay, well, in that case, we have a small announcement for you guys from our team. So, just maybe some time, and then we will resume the class. Shushmita, you can take it over. Shushmita, are you there? Just a minute, everyone. Just a minute.
Yes, ma'am, Ankita, ma'am. I'm sorry. I was on mute. Is my voice audible?
Yes, Sushmita, it is audible.
Hello?
Sushmita, is it audible?
Yeah, yeah. Your voice is a bit slow. Please talk
Okay,
louder. Yeah. You
okay,
can take over.
okay. Yeah, Sushmita, is my screen visible?
Yeah, yes, it is
Okay,
visible.
okay, thank you. So, good afternoon to all the faculties, and sorry to keep you wait for 2 minutes. So, I just joined in 5 minutes and I felt the session was very interesting. I won't take a lot of time. So I have joined in here today for a quick discussion on your support in terms of placement, where you support your students and direct them towards the interview or guide them on how to prepare themselves for the job opportunities in the partnering IT company. So we can see here it's the faculty development student placement nomination drive, connecting your top students with direct opportunities at partner IT companies. So this initiative is from XLR and it is exclusively for students who are deserving enough to guide them from classroom to corporate interviews. So what we expect from the faculties that whoever have joined in here, they rightly identify the deserving students and help us know each other so that we can help them in the future for cracking interviews. So let me quickly walk through the core objective. That is, XLR would want the faculties joined in here to identify the deserving students and we connect them to the hiring company. At the same time, we also support employability through the CSR linked hiring offering, and the packages range from about 4 lakh to 9 lakh per annum. So this is not a mass hiring, but it is only for the students who have been chosen by the faculty. And this initiative, it also helps strengthen the industry academia bridge while recognizing and rewarding high performing students. So, whom you can nominate or how we are going to do this exactly is firstly, we would want the faculties to identify the performing students who have strong communication skills, willing to take interviews, and also students who show some foundational technical knowledge or the ability to learn quickly. So, in short, we are looking for students or high potential students who are ready to step into the industry. So, we want these kind of students to be nominated by the faculty members who have joined. And the benefits are firstly, they would get direct interview opportunities with partner IT companies. As mentioned before, the packages would uh, range from 4 lakh to 9 lakh per annum. Additionally, students also gain valuable industry exposure, resume validation, and real life interview experience. So, we also provide them extra support like assessment, test, resume. We review their resume and their LinkedIn profiles, and also interview readiness session we give them. So, this is how the selection and the interview flow would look like. It starts with an initial screening by Excella based on their skills and role fit through different assessments where they are fit for the role. So the students will be screened based on their technical knowledge, whether they are aligned with the role, their communication, readiness, and many more. Followed by which the students that get screened or clear the first level will receive interview invites and preparation resources from Excella. Then Excella will introduce the students to the partner company and they will undergo the interview rounds, that is technical and the HR round. So once all these are done, the students that clear these rounds, they would be offered with the job offer. And this would be directly shared with the students itself. So to ensure students are well prepared, Excella additionally provides pre-interview training. They review resume and provide interview tips for nominated students. They coordinate with the partner recruiting companies and also provide them support. And we share a feedback on the student performance and areas of improvement so that they can crack the future interviews. So this initiative is, just not, it's just not for namesake. It's a part of the CSR activity. And we believe that employability is responsibility. So today, we request the faculties who have joined in here to scan this QR code that is displayed, and or you can even drop us a mail to fdp.placements@excella.com and help those deserving students. And from there, Excella would connect with them and help them with the job interview. So we would hold the screen for another 2 to 3 minutes. The faculties, you can scan this QR or you can note down the email ID and you can just drop us a mail when you're free. So more feasible one would be you can just scan the QR right now. So we would wait for another 2 to 3 minutes.
Dear faculty members, the registration link is on chat. If you are not able to scan this QR code, if you are using, like if you have joined from a mobile, you can kindly click on that registration link which I have shared in a chat, and you can fill that form.
I think I think the faculties who have joined in here have scanned the QR code, and as the moderator told, link is also posted in the chat box. So if you have any queries also, you can just drop it there, or if you want to provide the names or the list of students whom you are wanting to go for this placement drive, you can even send it to ftp.placements@xlr.com. So if you have any queries, kindly drop to that mail ID, and you can just scan the QR code. So that's all from my side. Thank you to all the faculties and the trainer Ankita for your time, and we look forward for your nominations and helping your students achieve their successful career. So happy learning and thank you. Ankita, you can take over the session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. The attendance link will be shared only at 4:30. So right now it's the link about the students that you have to nominate and all of that. So yesterday's feedback link unfortunately cannot be provided today. So that expires yesterday itself. So today's link will be available from 4:30. Yes. Any other queries, anyone? Any queries, any questions related to what is just I come across amazing students every week as I work as a professor of practice for task. Can refer super students from different colleges. Please, sir, it would be really great if you could go ahead with something like that for us. So that we, but you didn't provide link for yesterday's session, even not informed. Yesterday's session, as in the attendance link. Shushmita, if you could just look in the chat box for a minute, and there are certain queries. If you could just look in.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah, about the attendance link, which I'm getting messages like yesterday's or previous day's attendance link can't be shared as we informed. The link will be active only till 5:30. And about the Zoom link will be same for all the 5 days. It has been informed in the starting, and also even you can join through LMS where we have mentioned the Zoom and YouTube links where you can join through LMS. And I request please not to ask for the attendance link like for today's or previous day's attendance link. It will get disturbed to our trainer. Exactly at 4:30, the attendance link will be shared in both Zoom and YouTube chats. Yeah, Ankita ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much. Yes. So I hope with the blog part, everyone is clear. And if there is any doubts, please let me know in the chat box. If you have any doubts, let me know in the chat box. If you've got the entire concept, just say yes or a thumbs up would do. The chat box is open for everyone. We have 149 participants today. So I just want to know a yes or a no. have doubts, anything, please. The chat box is open. Please, everyone. Okay, everything's clear. Well, if that's the case, then we have a very small, okay. What are the word limit in a blog? There is no word limit as such, sir. So it is basically, depending on how, example, to write a book, there is no word limit. So same with your blogs as such, there is no limit. But again, it shouldn't be too long and it shouldn't get boring. Throughout, how much ever, let's say you're writing it in 500 words, it needs to be an engaging content. So it is up to you how you want to go about it, how long you think you can write engaging content for. So based on that, you can decide the limit. There is no limit as such. Yes. Okay. So now we'll have, could you please unmute so I could ask a question? Sure. Just 1 second. Yeah. Yes,
Uh,
Prab.
hi, um, Hi, this is Prabha. So actually, I have a doubt regarding the blogging. Okay,
Okay.
I started a blog, okay, like long back, but I
Okay.
couldn't get much reach. Okay, like the content I wrote, as you said, I was not regular much. But is that the only reason I didn't get the reach, or is there any other reasons? Like I didn't go with the trend, or I didn't use the keywords. Maybe that is the reason.
Okay, so a couple of things about that. One thing about social media or digital marketing as a whole, consistency is very important. So let's say I am somebody who's posting blogs, as in when I'm starting, okay, especially when you're a fresher to this or when you're starting this. Let's say you are posting only two, blogs per month. It is not going to work out. At least initially, you will have to be ready with content for 30 days and then you start posting. Not necessarily that you start writing today itself. No, if you are doing it for that reach and that personal branding purpose, you need to be very regular. One. Second, uh also about the content. Now see, definitely every movie that we're seeing in the theater, there's a lot of money put in shooting that movie. There's a lot of effort. Everybody puts their 100% while shooting that movie, but some of them we like, some of them we don't like. Reason being, it is not our interest. So first you need to figure out what and definitely this is not a part where you're just pleasing people by writing your blogs. Nothing like that. It is mostly that you should know who your target audience is. Example, you're writing something, you should know what audience is going to read this. So example, I will tell you, let's say I'm writing blogs for school going students. Here I cannot use fancy English because they will not be able to understand. Or let's say I'm writing blogs for people in Karnataka, tier 2 and tier 3 cities. The minute I start using fancy English, they will not be able to relate to this. Or I am talking about the hardships that students have to face in searching for a college in a better city. The hardships that they have to undergo and face these things. If I'm going to write in fancy English, nobody is going to relate to it. So basically, your content needs to be relatable. Like, I'm very sure I speak Hindi at home. So whenever I'm watching vlogs with my mother, we only watch vlogs which are in Hindi. We do not watch English vlogs. We do not watch Kannada vlogs. We only watch vlogs which are in Hindi. Same thing with your blogs. It needs to be relatable and you need to understand who your target audience is. Which part of the audience is going to read this and relate to it and like it. So based on that, one is that definitely. Second, consistency is the key. If you are consistent, it is definitely going to click. Without consistency, starting off is very difficult. Maybe eventually, when you're well established, then if you are not very consistent, also it is fine. Like, let's say you miss sometimes, it's okay. But initially, consistency is very, very important.
So you mean to say I have to post every single day?
At least every alternate day, yes.
Okay, so there should be a regularity.
Yes, because you are starting from zero followers, right?
Okay.
So when you are starting
Yes.
from zero, it takes that effort to reach 100. The minute you reach 100, it is going to be very easy to reach till 500. Then again, it is going to take a little more effort to make it to, like, the another milestone. So it's like that.
Okay. My next question is that,
Yes,
as somebody asked, what is a word limit for blog? Of course, there is no word limit, but there
yes,
should be a right limit, right? Like people will read only this much, or this is the optimum size, like to reach the or make it more convenient for the readers to read. Is there anything
correct.
like that? Word limits?
Yes, so about that, again, coming back to what is your target audience, I'll give you a very simple example. Let's say I am some person who enjoys art, okay, and I write blogs about art, and you know how these different kind of arts are there, how art has a lot of story in just one picture, right? So, which means I am a person with a lot of patience. People who love art have a lot of patience. Now, such kind of people, you can go ahead and write, 2, 3 pages also, and they would love to read it. 5, 10 pages also, they don't mind reading it. Whereas, let's say you are talking something about, people who cannot concentrate really well and need to learn or improve how to, or need to learn how to improve their concentration. For them, the minute you know you're exceeding a page, they are just losing interest. So simple, based on the audience that you are targeting, you will have to do that research based on your audience. Very simple for students also nowadays. Let's say we're taking class, max to max, we can expect them to concentrate from 20 to 30 minutes, not more than that. That is according to the stats. But yet again, when I go to different colleges or different background students, the concentration level of these students also change. Not all degree students concentrate only from 20 to 30 minutes. There are few colleges where students are ready with all their years even for 1 full hour, and there are colleges where students are not even ready for 10 minutes. So that is simple, based on your target audience, based on, so that's why initially you have to write a lot of blogs, because how each blog is reacting. So let's say with your, it's like 1 month of experiment. Your first blog is only 1 page, maybe your second blog is 3 pages, maybe your first blog is simple English, your second blog is fancy, like a little, advanced level of English. So you do that trial and error and then you figure out. But for that, you'll have to put in that time, you'll have to put in that effort.
Okay, actually, my target audience right now, I'm again thinking of doing a blogging. Okay, my
Okay.
target audience is going to be like a students. Okay,
Okay.
so is it like, 1 page is the maximum I can go right now as an experiment stage? So I can try with 1 page and further I can go further on, how the reaction is coming from the target audience. Is that okay?
Definitely, definitely. Yes, you can go with something like that. I think that's a great this thing. Initially, you can start off with less time only, because reading 1 page is going to consume very little time. So that you can start off with. Once your audience has that interest in your blogs, then even if you increase it, they would still want to read it, because their interest is, I know ma'am writes really good blogs, and I want to read it. So once it reaches that point, even if you're going 2, 3 pages, they would still read it. Initially, short, simple, sweet, engaging is something that you can concentrate on.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, what is the desirable H1, H2, H3 format for better targeting? It is 14, 12, 10. 14, 12, 10. This is the ratio that we usually have. So you can keep it with that. Yes. Any other doubts, anyone related to this? Thank you so much, ma'am. Any other doubts, anyone related to this? A yes, no, quickly in the chat box. A yes or no, quickly in the chat box. Any doubts? Is it all clear? Can we move on? No doubts? Okay. Thank you so much. How do the bloggers earn money? Okay, very simple, sir. So what happens with same with vloggers? Okay. Initially, example, you are posting on YouTube. Okay. What happens is once you have an audience, people are interested in seeing your content. They are going to keep seeing your content on YouTube. They will subscribe to your channel and all of that, and eventually YouTube will pay you. With blogs also it is the same. So initially your blogs will be a free of cost thing. On LinkedIn you can go and read Manoj sir's blog, and it is free of cost. Once that name is known, once there is recognition that Manoj sir writes blogs on so and so topic, and it is very helpful for us. Simple. That time it will become an exclusive content. So either you will pay and only then be able to access that blog, or there are different magazines, different newspapers, different, social media platforms that will approach you to, actually like come and write, publish your blogs on their pages or their channels. This is how it happens. So first you create the need. Marketing is all about first you create the need, and then you go ahead and serve them what is required. So first you create the need of these blogs, that these blogs are very helpful, we want to read it. First you create that need, and then you can go ahead and uh, charge for it, and that is your revenue model for that. Yes, Prabha ma'am, you have a doubt. Are you able to unmute
Uh,
yourself?
yeah, actually, I was just typing and it became unmute. That's okay. Actually, in the blog, sometimes we see ads, right? Like,
BC? Sorry,
you know,
BC?
that ad, we see ads, some ads will be there in the part
Correct.
of, blogs. So,
Correct.
is that also the revenue model? Like, we will be getting paid through the ad?
Initially, you will not be getting paid. So, example, where were you writing these blogs, if you don't mind me asking?
I just wrote in WordPress actually at that time.
Okay. Okay. So, let's
And
say
I tried in bloggers also actually.
you were publishing it where?
In the see, I was using WordPress because it was very long back. I was
Huh.
using WordPress and also Google Blogger is there, right? So
Google
both.
Blogger,
I
yes.
use both. Yes.
So,
So
initially, when you're
sometimes,
using, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
please
Sorry.
go on.
Yeah, sometimes I used to see ads in the middle of the blogs. Not only mine. I have seen other blogs when I was reading. I used to see ads in the middle of it. So I just want to know: do the bloggers get the revenue through the ad?
Okay. So about that, initially, no. And honestly, the ads that are coming, Google, example, you were using Google Blogs. So Google is making money out of that. Those ads, Google is making money. But there is going to be a point where you have a lot of followers, a lot of readers, a lot of engagement on your blog. That time, Google will start paying you for writing blogs on their page. Same with YouTube. Example, I am watching a video on YouTube. Whatever ads are playing before that video, that money is not going to the creator. That money is going to YouTube. YouTube decides how much money to give to that creator based on the views and the likes and the subscriptions that they are getting. So it's not a direct thing. It is not that, there are two ads playing, so he will get the money for two ads. No. YouTube is getting that money. In the middle of the video, also, you must have noticed ad starts playing on YouTube. So that time, YouTube is getting that money. Later, it decides how much money to give to whom and how, that they have their own algorithm and own maths. Right? So that is how it is with blogs also. It is the same.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Manoj sir, I hope I have answered your question. Yes, thank you so much, sir. Okay, so now we have a really small and a fun activity, and I have a request. Since this is our tomorrow is going to be our last class, so we'll be focusing on LinkedIn and all of that. So today we have exactly 30 minutes. I will take 2 minutes to brief you about it. We have exactly 30 minutes for the session to get over. I have an activity where I want all the teachers, all the educators, everybody in the meeting to participate. So right now we are 147 of us in the meeting. Okay. So and we've had a lot of experiences as educators, correct? I want everybody to actually pen down anything. You can type this on notepad, on Word, you can write it on a book or paper, anything for 1 minute. Okay. Your blog could be of not 1 minute, 2 to 3 minutes, or 3 to 4 minutes, around that, where you would want to share an experience or something that you have learned or something that you want us to learn from your experience or anything like that. Basically, a mini blog. Okay, where you are describing your experience or you are passing on a certain message or you are passing on a certain opinion, anything of your choice amongst us all the educators. Correct. This is a very small activity, and I'm sure it, of course, recollecting will take you some time, but penning this down will not take you a lot of time. Still, I am giving you 20 minutes. Please, and I would request all of them to participate in this. where we have a platform where, we all could like maybe discuss something, or if you want to have like a discussion about a certain topic that is currently very famous, or, very spoken about in our industry, in our market, then something like that. But basically, what I want is everybody to take that effort to write a blog, a small blog, okay, where we can display that and read it out in the class right now. So I hope I'm clear with the activity, everyone. You just have to write a blog of something that you would like to share. Your target audience is all us educators. So there are 146 in the meeting. So you are targeting 145 educators currently. What would you like to share with us? Is something you have to pen down. That's all. Am I clear about this activity, everyone? Yes. Okay. Glad I'm clear. Where to share it after typing? I will tell you about that, sir. I will tell you about that. And even if not everybody gets a chance to present it today, before we start tomorrow's class, I would want to do this, and then maybe start off tomorrow's class. And I would request all the faculties, all the educators present in this meeting to participate in this one activity. Okay, we will resume the class exactly at 4:50. Until then, you can think of something and maybe with pen or paper, or maybe type something on Word. However it works, you can just pen this down, everyone. Okay. Yes, I hope everyone is working on the task given. Anybody who's done or something like that, you can let me know in the chat box. Anybody who's done? Done? Okay. Sir, would you like to share your screen? Dr. Sabapati, sir, would you like to share your screen? And you can, of course, read it out as well. But use ChatGPT. It's okay. Yes, sir, no problem at all. But I just hope your experience is what is there in that. It's fine, if you've used Grammarly or ChatGPT, also not a problem. But I hope your experience is what is involved in that. Yes, sure, sir. I can see from point number 11 only. Point number 10, Ram Manoj sir is presenting, is it? Okay. Sir, you can go after Ram Manoj sir. Is that fine? Sabapati sir? Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. Please tell us why this topic. What about this topic?
Muting myself. Hello, is my voice audible?
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Yeah, just because you asked me to share about my experience, so I gave it a caption. Top 20 things I learned out of my 15 years of teaching and training as professor of practice.
Okay.
First thing is, every student is a storehouse of knowledge and power. We just have to carve them and guide them. And
Okay.
second is, students want to be recognized, appreciated, and valued.
Absolutely.
They want to enjoy and have fun in classrooms.
Yes.
And students are emotional and vulnerable. They have their own things going on in their heads. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
What
Yes.
do I mean by that is they might be having their issues at home, finances, health issues, so many things.
Correct.
Yeah. No student is lagging anything. They just need right guidance. So there is no poor student, lagging student. Every student is a champion, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Students are same 1,000 years back, now, and 1,000 years from now, students will be the same. Generation gap is a myth, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I teach fifth grade students, I teach billionaires also. So what I see is, if we teach in a right path, they'll definitely come along with us. And seventh point is, student respect teachers only if they are credible and caring.
Okay.
Yeah, some faculty are neglecting continuous development and staying behind
About
the
that, I would say, sir, it is a controversial topic. Students who lack, the manners or basically something like that, and that's why, although the teacher is very credible, I have seen students.
uh-huh.
So that personally, in my opinion, sir, is a very controversial topic. But of course, you have way more experience than me, so I'd agree to that.
Okay, okay. And we can learn from students, ma'am.
Absolutely, sir. Learning from students is an everyday thing.
And in 2022, when students taught me ChatGPT, I was stunned literally. Now, today I have learned 30 AI tools on my own, and I've become a champion of AI tools.
That's really nice, sir.
Yeah. So now, and give students assignments, worksheet, it will engage them 100%.
Okay.
And because of technology and facilities, rural and urban gap is no more. Because I teach in Adilabad Forest, I teach in JNTU Hyderabad. So I'm looking at the same quality of the students because of the facilities.
Okay.
And students love to build things, hands-on projects.
Yes.
Yeah. And the students should learning should be student-centric and outcome-based.
Absolutely.
And I had the privilege of teaching in 400 colleges because of task which you are associated with. You and me are partners for that.
Yes.
Yeah. And students immediately sense the energy and intention of the trainer teacher when they enter the classroom,
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
because our energy reflects in the classroom.
Yes.
And students love peer to peer. That means learning from their friends.
Yes.
Students are becoming ambitious because of global opportunities these days.
Yes.
They have crystal clear career paths. Even 10th, 12th passed out students are going for, graduation in America and those places. Students value real life application of things, and students also have a high expectation on faculty these days.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And students are same in every district, college, village, city, wherever. Students are students. There is no difference. And yeah, some colleges and faculty needs to be trained how to respect the external faculty. Like when we travel from 8 hours and 10 hours from metro cities and reach districts, they don't know how to treat us properly.
Yes, sir.
These are the things from my side, ma'am. Thank you for giving the opportunity.
That's really nice, sir. Anybody who would like to say something about anything that sir has just presented? Anyone? Okay. Just one suggestion, a small suggestion I would like to add. So basically, sir, what you have put out is great. But the only thing is, I'm sure it's because of the time constraint and all of that. This has come as pointers. So,
Pointer.
let's say you are writing a blog, something which I would love to read personally because, I do not have 15 years of experience. So, let's say when I meet some faculty or somebody with so much experience, I love to read their content. So,
Okay.
just one suggestion I would give, sir. So, let's say you are saying something that, example, a small thing that, the point number 7 that you said, that students respect, the faculty is based on their caring and their credibility.
Hmm.
So if you could tell us a little bit about, your experience on what basis you're saying that or something, it would be relatable, a little more relatable to me or to anybody reading it.
Okay.
So the point that is there is great, sir, but just adding a little bit of your experience, as in, because this happened with you, you're saying this because there were a few negative points, there were a few positive points. So
Hmm.
let's say you have a negative opinion also. There should have been, I'm sure there must have been something in your life, in this so many years of experience, there must have been something. That's why you have a certain kind of opinion.
Yeah.
So in your blog, if you start writing that and posting it, sir, it is going to be of great to all the young educators who are trying to do well.
Sure, ma'am. I'll make it into a story form and I'll do that.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. And please, I hope that, after this class, I am hoping that all my faculties are, going to post this all on LinkedIn and we all should be able to read it.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
At
Thank you.
the end of this training, it should not be that, 5 days of training done, so done. No, I would want to see all of this on LinkedIn. I would want to read about your experiences and about everything.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, we have Sabapati ma'am presenting. You need to unmute yourself, ma'am. We are not able to hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is regarding why reading is still important in today's age, in spite of
Okay.
because I have observed many students, they really neglect reading from books, whether it is a hard copy or a soft copy.
Yes.
So this habit is gradually declining actually. So I'm also concerned with my kids also. So I thought some short blog might be useful. So basically, it is viewed as a old fashioned thing, but it really matters in this digital age also. So in spite of all the unlimited information which is available through social media, internet, and all that, reading is really very important. It's not actually old-fashioned. If you look at many successful people and entrepreneurs and scientists, actually they have one common habit, and that is reading regularly. And
Yes.
and one most important thing about reading books is suppose if you have a good book, it can actually teach lessons that actually would take years of experience in your life. So that is the one of the best thing a book can give you actually. And general things already all of you know, it improves your knowledge, focus, and concentration. This is why especially I am concerned for the students. So it will improve your knowledge, it will increase focus and concentration, communication skills, critical thinking. All these are actually lagging behind in the current generation. They are not able to handle stress properly, and there is very little creativity and imagination, and learning from life is most important thing, and self improvement, all these are really lacking. And definitely reading books might help students. And why it is more important for the current generation is they are spending too much time in, I mean, on screen. I mean, screen time is too much,
Too
and
high, yes.
attention span is really, really very concern. Their attention span is very small, and so reading books will definitely improve them in multiple dimensions. So like they're getting habituated for quick information. So that is a problem. So, and it will help them to think independently actually, and encouraging meaningful learning instead of distractions. Daily, some few minutes of time, that's all. If they can spend, it will create a huge positive change over a period of time. And this has to be inculcated as a habit. So, and reading one motivational self-improvement book for a month, like that, they can keep some targets.
Target. Yes.
Yeah. And before going to sleep, instead of using phone, if you can read a book, that is a very
It's
good
going to be
thing.
a great
Yeah.
habit.
Yeah. So sharing useful, you can also share your ideas with friends and family, because once you read some book, you might get some important things for life. So it is like a silent teacher. So they guide, they inspire, they help people, and become better versions of themselves. So a world full of distractions are there. Reading gives clarity, wisdom, and direction. So this is what I just wanted to do. Tell.
Absolutely. Really wonderful, sir. Are you really into reading books? Like, do you love reading books or
Yes,
something
yes,
like that?
yes.
What is the one book you would suggest for all of us to read, sir?
Uh,
Something like
there are many actually. The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People
The Seven
by,
Habits of Highly Effective People.
yes.
Okay. So, sir,
Yeah,
there is one problem with me. I do not enjoy reading books a lot. Like, my mother has tried her level best since my childhood to
yeah,
put me in that habit.
yeah.
Do you think I will be able to read this?
But it is a gradual thing. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time
Absolutely.
to inculcate this habit. I am
Yes.
also not a regular reader, but I am concerned with this habit. I mean, being going. I mean, it is at a decline at a very fast rate.
Fast rate, high
Yeah,
rate. Yes.
yeah. So this needs to be addressed actually.
Absolutely.
And to tell someone, to tell my kids to tell this, instead of telling this habit, I decided to take a book and read in front of them
So
instead
they
of,
the same. Wonderful.
because they don't listen to your words. They see
Correct.
what you are doing and they will do what you are doing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes,
So
sir.
all these things are there. Yeah. That's all.
Really nice to hear from you, sir. Which college are you from, sir?
I am from ICFI Tech School, ICFI University, Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Okay. You are a professor there, is it, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Assistant professor.
Really nice, sir, to have you in the meeting, and
Yeah,
really
yeah,
nice to hear this from you as well.
yeah.
Yes. So I think for today, we will continue this activity tomorrow. I'm sure there are a lot of teachers who have a lot of things to, say. And we will continue with the activity tomorrow. Today, we're in short of time. And tomorrow, it's like, the last class that we're having, I think. Yes, tomorrow is our last class for this particular training. So I would request all of you to join for the entire 2 hours and, try to make yourselves free, and we will discuss this, and then we will do our LinkedIn profiling, and we'll wind up the training. So I'm hoping to see all
Ma'am,
of you guys tomorrow in full strength, and I hope everyone's filled the attendance link for today.
ma'am, I have got a doubt actually.
Yes,
Like
please tell
in
me.
all this in this blogs and posts, like
Hmm.
because I was using ChatGPT here. What extent, like, I mean, we have our, I mean, we have many thoughts, but putting them in a particular form, I mean, which is easily readable and all that, definitely these tools are helping.
Yes.
But then, what is the question of, like, I mean, the originality and what is it? How does it does it address any issues
Yes,
like
sir. About that, there is
originality?
one thing. So, if let's say I'm going for a plagiarism check for your blog, for example,
Okay,
and this is something that same with our research papers, how it is.
okay,
So, let's
okay,
say this is AI content, it is going to
okay,
be visible.
okay,
So, the best way to write blogs is simple. You pen down everything in your words initially,
okay.
and then we use our AI fixing, like tools, which is English fixing tools, basically, like you have your grammar,
Right, right, right.
Jasper, tools like that.
So you mean to say you have to start with your own original content
Absolutely,
and
yes.
then try to fix the language and presentation using the
Yes.
tools, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So
Okay,
that's
got
why
it.
we said initially when you start, also you can start with small blogs
Yeah,
because
yeah,
writing down 15, 20 lines is no task for us at all.
yeah, yeah.
So we can start off like that, and then slowly, slowly we can switch to a part where we're able to write a lot with very less mistakes, and then our English also will keep improving with time.
Right, right.
So
Okay, ma'am.
that
Got
we
it.
can
Yeah.
follow. Just the same like our research papers, sir. In research
Right,
papers,
right.
what we do, just the
Yeah,
same.
yeah. Okay,
Okay.
madam. Got it. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sir. I hope everyone has filled the attendance. If not, in the chat box, the attendance link is there. Please fill it. This will not be active tomorrow. It is only active today. So let's say you're asking for it tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're helpless. So just make sure you fill the attendance link. I will wait for a minute and then we'll wind up the class. Okay, for the rest of them, thank you so much. I shall see you again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. We'll meet again by tomorrow at 3
Ma'am,
p.m.
ma'am, can I ask a doubt?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
This was with regard to what previously you were discussing with Professor regarding
Yes.
originality of your article.
Yes,
See, in
ma'am.
case of paper publication, when you are sending papers, there is a plagiarism test, and through that, if it is less than 10%, it gets accepted. So for blogs, is there anything like that you
No,
need to
ma'am,
check
there is
before
nothing like
posting?
that. There is nothing like that. But let's say this is your source of income. Example, writing blogs, you are making a source of income. Then all of these things will come into picture from Google Blogs itself. So the minute you post your blog, you will get the analysis of how much of this is AI generated, how much of this is, taken from other sources. All of that will be there. It is not like in research paper, we have only 10%. Whereas here the percentage is much higher. Even if it is much higher, it will still get accepted. But that definitely comes when you start charging for this.
Okay, so till the
Example of
charging, monetizing of your blog starts, you want
yes,
it's just something like when you're trying initially, you can make use of all these tools, is it?
yes.
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Hello?
Yes, Venu Gopal sir, please tell me.
Good evening, madam.
Good
This is a
evening.
small clarification. AI generated statistical results can be incorporated in articles.
Yes. Statistical of AI generated statistical can be included in your blogs.
Statistical results only I'm asking. AI generated statistical results like ANOVA or chi-square or internal consistency reliability. The final results will be there, na? Can
Yes,
be
sir.
incorporated in our articles.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, you can.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
I hope I've answered all the questions for today. If I have not, you can come back with it tomorrow. I'd be happy to answer. And thank you so much, everyone.